Here's the frequency in use. Very good. This is K4PEW Mount net control for the Mount Juliet Simplex radio. A little bit tongue-tied there. Is there any emergency traffic? The answer is no. If there is, call 911. Then you can tell us where you are, and we'll help you out in any way that we're able to. Net may be broken at any time for emergency traffic. For information on net, you can go to two places: Facebook, and use it under my name, Paul E. Wieloszy, Wieloszy, and you guys know what it is. You know the deal. Anyway, you can look it up. Paul E. Wiel will probably get you there. But you can also go to YouTube under my call K4PEW, and just put in the search block there my call K4PEW. No, put in Simplex MJSS. You'll find it. Well, you'll see it there. As a matter of fact, when you go to my my page there, you can also go to 146.415. Look up information on Simplex. That's 146.415.net. 146.415.net. I was having a problem with the Facebook feed there. Hold on. Anyway, let me bring way down that since it's not working. Where was I? Oh yeah, you can also go to groups.io and go to just put in search block MJSS. That's groups.io. Search block is MJSS for Mount Juliet Simplex Society. You can see our net schedule. You can also sign up for our email if you so desire. Got lots of places to put lots of people here to collect and figure out your technical problems or help and assistance in any way. The net normally meets at 8 p.m. every Wednesday and Saturday night. Got all discombobulated to do that Facebook thing. I knew I got a Facebook for a reason. Wednesday and Saturday nights at 8 p.m. And tonight we do the net at 146.415 FM. Dot 415.FM. And then we also go to 28.415 upper side band, and then 223.415 FM. As far as announcements, well, no, the purpose actually, we're going to go into that. The purpose of ham radio is to have fun. The purpose of this net is to have fun. Although this is a side purpose, really. It is a service, and that's the way it's listed in the FCC regulations. But we also mostly have fun. We don't often have a service, but the only way we can be a good service is to have a good station. If we're going to help in some way in some terrible disaster, we have to have a good station. We have to know how to use our station. We have to know how to be frequency diverse, as they say. So, yeah, DEI, diverse. We'll forget about that. But as far as anyway, to have fun, figure out how you can hear, who you can't hear, and you can figure that out on the YouTube video with the audio, hearing who you can't hear normally over your antenna, you can hear through the YouTube video. Let's see. We invite everyone to use the net for amateur radio events or anything related to ham radio. Well, other than married life, dating life, funerals, trips to the airport, that kind of stuff. But tonight we're doing the announcements. I don't have any specific announcements outside of this net. We are having a breakfast a week, the 23rd. Ham breakfast the 23rd. Simplexton ham breakfast the 23rd. And I think we're going to do that at 10 o'clock so we can get more people, because 8 o'clock's tough for a lot of people, obviously. So 10 o'clock would be more like a brunch. People have a lot more time to get there. I think it'll be better. Be better for everybody. I won't have to get up that early. It also help people who are a little farther away, help them get there at a good time. Let's see, what else? Oh, also we have the nets tonight. I mentioned that. That breakfast, that'll be our Christmas breakfast. I say breakfast, Christmas brunch. Also the Santa net. Yeah, I just said that. The Santa net. It's Christmas Eve, obviously, at 7 p.m. This is done by KM4YRF. This is his 22nd year doing it. It's only his third or fourth year. I forget which it is, but it'll be not the broadcast. It will be presented. We don't do any broadcasting. It will be presented, since that is a two-way net, by the way. It is presented here on 146.415. It'll be simulcast on 446.415. It'll also be on the YouTube channel you're on right now, and it will also be on a Facebook link soon to be provided at a date prior to the event. If you have any questions, just give me a call or write me or KM4YRF. but don't forget to get your kids ready for that. It makes it a lot of fun. There's some good stories and some good presentations around Christmas traditions. It's all original material, by the way, except for maybe a couple of minor things, but the rest of it's original material. Original by Tony, that is. Does anybody have any other announcements? Oh, the 10-meter net tomorrow, Sunday night too. 28415, Sunday night, 7:30 p.m. Mid-10 phone net done very capably by Michael KM4YRF. And there's no advertising there, so it's fine. So that's at 7:30 p.m., 28415. They don't have advertising here either, other than for our own products, I'll call them. Any other announcements? All righty. Tonight we're starting from the east. This is net number 959. And but first we'll be taking check-ins from those who are mobile, short on time, or first-time check-ins. Please come now. All righty, that was quick. Let's go jump over to the east then. Please come now.
KM4, YRF. Me too.
Oh, no, it'll be good. Make it short net. I can go do something else, like take a shower with my weekly shower.
Well, you were giving me credit for doing the Santa net, and you kept saying my call sign rather than Tony.
I never said his call. Did I say KF4 KFQ for Tony? Sorry about that. KF4 KFQ. That's who you need to contact. Don't call Mike because he doesn't know crap about the Santa net.
That's right.
Anyway, other than that little faux pas, how you doing?
I'm doing good, and to be honest, I can't wait for the Santa net. I've got a list a half a mile long.
Oh, just stick with that $10,000 ICOM rating.
Maybe a Yates.
Oh yeah, that too. I don't think they have one that expensive. I think it's around 7,000 or 8,000 maybe.
Well, I tell you, my little 991 is doing me a good job so far, and since I'm not having the SWR problem anymore, since my antenna's connected directly, I think everything will be okay.
Direct? Oh, you mean outside of your switches? You know?
Yeah, I bypassed the switch, went straight to the radio. So now when we do 6 meters, I'm gonna have to unplug and plug up another cable.
Well, you gotta stop buying them switches at yard sales.
Well, I got this one from this is supposed to be a good one. It's an Alpha Delta, but I've used it for pretty good while.
Yeah, maybe you burned it up.
Yeah, running all that power probably did.
Very good. Anything else from that, Michael?
That's all, Paul. Thank you for doing.
Very good. That was Michael, not KF4 KFQ. That's Michael KM4YRF, his other alias. That's not an alias, that's his call. But let's see, where was I with that? Yes. And of course, he does that net on the 28415 on Sunday nights, the same net we're doing tonight, except his is at 7:30 p.m. You have to be there. It's mandatory. It's mandatory, at least you think about it. That's what counts, is having good thoughts. Who else is east?
Paul, is Facebook up?
No, I don't want to take time to set it up again. I mean, it just said all of a sudden you're offline, so I just, okay.
All right, just check.
Yeah, it was, but just quit. It didn't like the way I looked. Anybody else east? Wow, nothing east or north? All right, we got us a foreigner up there in Kentucky. How you doing there, Steve? Yeah, I know it's you, but it's you're right. It is very bad conditions tonight. A lot of noise in there and a very limited signal, but I can tell it was you. Appreciate you checking in, though. Very good. That was Steve in north of Bowling Green, 65 miles, K4WKU. We appreciate him checking in. Who else is north or east?
Oh, I had a great copy on it.
Shut up. Remember, I still got my sneaky antenna.
Oh, okay.
The one that's made by Hasbro. Anybody else, north or east?
84 VUW
Carlin Angeltown Best Page. And when he came in there at first, I only had an F1 on him, but his following transmissions jumped up to a 7. So go figure. Anyway, Carlin and Best Page.
Oh, that's awesome. That made that much of a difference on 2 different transmissions. You're a little closer, but something's wrong with the path because Michael had him as a strong signal and had me, and to me, it's a bad signal. And Michael's only 2 miles east of me.
Yeah, it's a path thing, I reckon. I don't know why his signal was low on his first transmission and then jumped up to an S7, but I had an F1 on him. I heard him, but I don't know. His following transmissions were a heck of a lot stronger. So anyway, how you doing there, Paul? Thought I'd jump in here and say hello on the net and stuff. I just got through screwing this microphone back together there. The DTMF didn't work on it. And the 2 boards that plugged together inside the hand mic, I just unplugged them, plugged back together, and it went back to working. So apparently it was just a little contact situation. But I thought about it. That'd have took me some of the dielectric grease like that they use on distributors and stuff. It's kind of like, looks like Vaseline, and coated the pins and plugged it back together. But I just figured, well, it's working. Ain't no point of biting it. Screwed it all back together. So got it screwed back together around about 7:59. So I got her put it back together. Got her going there. Anyway, hope everybody's enjoying the net. It's nice and cold up there. At least it ain't as cold as it was last night in Oregon. I don't know if it's going to get down to the 30s in the morning or not. I noticed when I was out in the old truck a minute ago, it was showing 40 degrees on the overhead. So I don't know. Maybe it'll stay up maybe in the upper 30s or somewhere in the 40s or something. Anyhow, what's his name that hit the Alpha Delta switch?
That was Mike, Cam 4YRF.
You just said his name and it just blew past by me. You said Mike.
Yes, Mike. I'm sorry. I probably said it pretty fast.
No, for some reason it just went pew. I don't know why. You can take the back off that switch and these Scotch Brite washing pads, like people use to wash their dishes with. They got the sponge on one side yellow and then they got that green area. If he'll take him one of those Scotch Brites and just snip him off a big enough piece that he can do it, and use the green part and take the back off that switch and go in there and clean them contacts, it'll probably straighten it up. I had to clean the switch on that I'm using. Of course, I'm using an MFJ switch on the back of my diamond meter up there to switch between 2 radios. And I went in and found the contacts had a little burn and stuff on it, and I used that to clean the contacts up, and those things look polished after just a couple of wipes. There's no scratches at all. I mean, they were just real bright and smooth and shiny, and that kind of took care of the problem. I was getting kind of a little bit of a intermittent on one position, I think on the B position, like that. I went in and cleaned that. Plus, that kind of reflects the leaf that moved back and forth in there just a little bit to put a little bit more tension on the contact whenever they made. Not much. You don't want to get in there and really start forking around on them. But that seems to clean those contacts up real good. Well, anyway, with that said, I guess I'll shut up for you, see if you can get some more contacts, and I'll turn it back over to you, KD4VW.
Yeah, very good. I appreciate that. I'm sure that, Michael, you caught all that, I take it.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to try it, but it's going to take a little doing to get it off the wall.
Well, just slap it in the dishwasher.
Oh, man, we can do that.
Yeah. Make sure to use the drying agent. Very good. That was Carlin. KB for Kilo Delta 4 Victor Uniform Whiskey, and he is in Bethpage, Angeltown area. Who else is, and that's north of us. Who else is north or east?
Kilo 4 Bravo Whiskey Alpha.
All right, hang on a second. My pen went dead. I heard Kilo 4 Victor Alpha, and then I heard, who did I hear? Who was the other? Oh, I heard BWA, didn't I?
K4, BWA.
Yeah, hold on there, Ricky. You weren't in there early, were you, Michael?
I tried to get in earlier, but apparently I'm having issues with the radio and the computer are in there, so I'll have to get it figured out. I'm on the radio in the front room now.
All right, very good. You doing okay?
Yeah, we're surviving. Whole lot of wind, and that train comes passing by in a whole lot of places.
You didn't have any problems after the tornado, did you?
Lost power from Saturday until Monday morning.
Yeah, man, that was cold too, wasn't it?
It was. I had to get a weighted blanket. I want to tell you what the weighted blanket was comfy on.
I'll bet. Yeah, I went through that with the tornado here at which was in March, the first week in March, and it got pretty cool, but we lived through it. It was no big deal. I mean, I got a fireplace, and then you get enough covers in the bedroom, you're fine.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. How'd y'all turn out? Y'all everything okay there?
Oh yeah, we were fine. All we got was like just a normal rain. It was no big deal.
Yeah, well, I had horizontal rain. We just about to all the ski put off the ground. So, but, yeah, it got close to where I'm at here in Hendersonville. Within less than half a mile.
Well, I'm just glad it was a category 3 and not a 4 or 5.
Well, it was 2 that came through Hendersonville and 3 that came through Clarksville.
Oh, is that what it was? I didn't realize which one was which. Well, then I'm glad it was a 2. That's because it could have been 3 is incrementally worse. I mean, a lot.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I've ventured out a few times after went out today and went yesterday, and went out Sunday morning. When I was going to go to McDonald's get a couple of jobs, when I turned to come back to the house. But I didn't go as far as times I have been out. Just far enough to maybe run to the bank and back. But without seeing traffic in here, so it's still backed up big time because they're trying to get power lines, power poles, stuff like that backed up. There's still a whole lot of mess on Main Street.
It's amazing how much just a level 2. Of course, that's what up maximum 150.
Yeah, 125. I think it was. The 3 was 150.
Oh, okay, okay, my mistake. Yeah, but it's amazing that a 125 how much damage it'll do.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Like you said, I'm glad I wasn't 3 because it probably would have reached out and touched me a little more than what it did.
Yeah, really, it's I feel bad for people, obviously, who lost their lives. People got hurt, and people had all the damage, and what a pain in the neck. It all back to square one with the insurance companies and cleaning up your area, and it's a big pain.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely not good. And people lost their lives. I mean, was it Clarksville and there was 3 more. Clarksville and we've got to remember somewhere county or Robertson County. I can't remember, but yeah, getting all that stuff taken care of and try to get supplies. It's going to be the next thing. Supplies for the contract. That's going to be fun.
Yeah, there's going to be a big demand, but I think that they'll be able to pretty much take care of that. All right, anything else for the net there, Michael?
Yeah, I will say good evening, everybody. Hope everybody's safe. Trying to go to you,
Very good. That was Michael Kilo for Victor Alpha in Hendersonville. By the way, before I go over to Ricky, one of my neighbors who got almost in the direct path, her home was essentially destroyed. Yeah, and she was home alone. I did not know she was there. She was down the street from me. And she said that, I said, how did it go for you? I mean, it sounds horrible. She goes, well, you really haven't lived until you have other people's belongings flying through your windows. I said, holy crap. It didn't sound like fun. I'm just glad she wasn't hurt or anybody. I say anybody. We did have 2 people die, and they were right across the street from her house. I mean, right directly across the street. So none of it's good. Anyway, Ricky, how you doing?
Oh, hey, Paul, how you doing? It's hey, I'm all good up here. Got back on my other radio, the 80-watt radio, doing Michael, KM4YRF, sent me a fan that came in today, and I hooked it up, got it on my radio, and trying it out to see if it'd cool it down while I'm talking on high power.
Well, the other method is one that Tony turned me on to, and that's you go down to Publix and you get some dry ice, and you put it on a towel and set it on top of the radio. It doesn't leak because it doesn't melt like ice does, and it'll keep that radio cool as a cucumber.
Yeah, I guess I just don't know how available is dry ice really.
Well, they have it in the front of public stores where I live.
Well, yeah, I don't know if we have. I've never really looked for it. I remember playing with it when I was a kid.
Yeah, you only play with it for a little while, do you?
Oh, I'm talking about we throw it in that water, and watch it bubble and everything. That was the cool thing.
Oh yeah, but anyway, Publix does have it. They got it in a freezer up front, right up against, on the front side of the store after the registers.
Kroger too.
Oh, Kroger has it too.
Okay, yeah. Hey, I was just looking at my signal, and I really can't tell a whole lot of difference. It seems like when I'm talking on 50 watts, I'm around the 5 plus, and with this 80 watts, I'm running right about a 7.
No, you're doing great to me. I just looked over there, so it's a 7 for sure. You're doing fine.
Well, that's good. I like the 80 watt radio better, and I'm glad that I got that fan on there. It's a little noisy, but you know what? Keeping that radio cool is probably worth the noise to me.
Well, I can't hear the noise at this end. Maybe you can hear it there, but I don't hear it.
Comment.
Yeah, go ahead, comment.
You can always get you a 3-terminal 8-volt regulator and hook it up. I don't know if you're familiar with those. It'll have a tab on it. It'll have an input on pin 1. Center pin will be ground, which is the tab, the mounting screw part. And then 3 will be the output. And you can hook that up to 12 volts in between 1 and 2. And then between 3 and 2, you'll have 8 volts out. That'll allow the fan to run slower, and it'll keep it cool. There are a couple of little circuits that you can add to that with a thermistor, so that if the thermistor starts getting a little warm, that'll reduce the resistance and cause the thing to allow more voltage to the fan to let it speed up stuff if it starts getting hot. The usual thing, 8 volts on those 12 volt fans, they'll operate just fine.
Pretty sure you heard that, Ricky.
Oh yeah, hey, that's an ideal. I mean, I'll definitely keep it in mind. And it's I guess the test will be Thursday night to see how it comes across on Facebook when I do it live. If they hear it doing the live net, because if you're not hearing it, I'm just like maybe 20 inches away from it. You're not hearing it, so that's good. Hopefully, it won't affect the net on Thursday night. If it does, you may consider what Marlon said and maybe try to vote it down a little bit.
Yeah, very good. By the way, I didn't announce it. I forgot. You've got the 147.555 Simplex Net at 7 p.m. tomorrow night, which is Thursday. So don't forget to be there.
Well, I appreciate it. And yeah, I do it live on Facebook, and you can find it under the same name, Middle Tennessee Simplex, 147.555. And if I can't hear you, get somebody to relay you in. Them contacts mean a lot to me.
Well, very good. That's Middle Tennessee Simplex, and you can find it on Facebook. That's where he does his act. That's what the entire presentation, is focused on that Facebook feed. We're just fortunate that I have on my site, I have got enough members. I say members, enough. What the heck do they call those? Enough people who have signed on as assigned, signed into my site that I can have an unlimited time on YouTube, which I'm sure lots of people don't like, but doesn't matter. Anyway, anything else, Ricky, before we move on?
No, I just want to make sure that everybody can hear me. God bless you all out there, and be safe, and keep those people that were affected by their storm in your prayers, and if you can help out in any way, do it. It is Christmas. It's time for giving. So God bless you all. This is K4 BWA. Back to the net.
Very good. That was Ricky, or is Ricky. That's Ricky Kilo 4 Bravo Whiskey Alpha again. Tomorrow night, 7 o'clock from Portland. That's Tennessee, not Maine, not Oregon. It's in Portland, Tennessee, and it's on 147.555. It starts at 7 p.m. So be there. Another mandatory that you think about being there. Who else is north?
WB0NO.
You thinking about it?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you everything going okay there, Mark?
Yep, doing fine. We didn't have much of a storm over here at all. Lost power for about an hour and a half, and that's about it. So, feel bad for these folks though that got clobbered.
Oh, yeah. Well, it stayed on the other side of the lake, so to speak, and not that that's good or bad. It's good for us. It was bad for them, obviously, because the power is one of the biggest problems. I mean, for the people who aren't directly hit, you figure it was about 160,000 people, I think I read, without power after that storm.
Oh yeah, it's a mess. Still is a mess. And you know, Hendersonville is just across the lake from me. It's maybe a mile.
Yeah, I know. Well, fortunately, well, you had it's interesting that you had an outage, so somehow your part of the grid is connected to whatever that power is around the other end of the, the west end of where the river, where the bridge is. I don't even understand how you would be affected.
I don't know. First the whole section of the county was out. So, but anyway, that's a small price to pay. No big deal. We hunkered down in the garage, didn't know what was coming, and then we lost cellular service too. So we didn't have any access to any information at all. No cable, no TV, no anything.
You couldn't whip out your satellite phone?
You know, I don't have one of those yet.
No, I don't think you need a satellite phone. But you still had your other radios, didn't you? Your battery operated radios.
Oh yeah, and I have a 35 amp hour battery on my power supply here on my 2-meter rig and HF rig and all that. So I was able to check into the Wilson County net. So that worked out good. It's nice to know that somebody was there.
Oh yeah, it's nice to have that connection because there's a whole bunch of people that wouldn't have any connection under the same circumstances. They wouldn't have any idea, especially if they didn't have a battery operated radio.
Yep. Hey, I got a question for you. There's somebody in this group, I believe, that is into model trains, like old YNLs and HOs and stuff like that. Do you know who that is?
At the moment, it's not ringing a bell, but we can certainly ask.
Yeah, I'll send a note out. I may have imagined it anyway. I do a lot of that, as you get older.
Yeah, I imagine I'm rich.
Yeah, well, I imagine you're rich too.
I wish. Anyway, nothing else for the net, Mark?
Nope, not a thing. Carry on. WB0NO.
Very good. That was Mark. Whiskey Bravo 0 November Oscar, and he's in west Wilson County. Who else is north?
KV9RKK Mobile.
Hello, Frank Mobile. What's up?
I'm just coming back from the Wilson Emergency Management meeting. Actually, it was kind of like Christmas dinner.
Oh, you guys had that tonight. Oh man, it's too bad I had the net.
Yeah, that was actually pretty good. We didn't have many people. There's a lot of leftovers.
Oh wow. Okay, I guess I'm not on your mailing list.
I guess not. I don't know. I'm not in charge of that. I think Philip is.
Well, you've got that was the emergency. That's Wilson County EA. That's emergency operations, right?
Yeah, not the Wilson Club, but the emergency management. Yeah, the county.
I got you. Well, that's good. Good. I'm glad there was. How many people did you have show up?
Yeah, we had some of the volunteers. Most, some independents, obviously, and some of them are from the WC4AR club. But yeah, we had some people come in and talking about what we're gonna do, and mostly enjoying the food though this time. I won't admit it. I won't try to deny it.
I'm with you. Well, I really don't need any more food. I mean, that's been my demise for years.
Yeah, me too. I'm much worse. I don't know. We'd be lucky to do as good as you are. When I get there. which a little bit behind. But anyway, yeah, I was out of power too. So I must be, we had like nothing, no bad weather at all, just some rain, and I don't know why my power went out. So it must be, like you said, maybe we're affected somehow, from that side. I don't know.
Well, obviously, some part of the grid is connected somehow, or maybe it's not. Maybe as that went through it, it affected another part of the grid that didn't have anything to do directly with them, but it did with you, because it took out, like you said, the whole, like Mark said, the whole upper end of the county.
Yeah, but it's weird is the new apartments that they just built like a lot over from like our subdivision, they had power, but everywhere else it was dead. So I was like, that's weird. But then again, I had a coworker that had two different power companies on his property, because his property line was rural and his garage was on one co-op and his house was on another. So anything's possible.
Well, that's wild. Technically, well, I don't know. The rules must be different for. Was it a rural property? I take it.
Yeah, he lived out in Sparta. He's Sparta Electric on one of them, and the other one was the county one. So it was weird. And there's also people here not too far from my area that have part of their houses in Davidson and part of it's in Wilson.
That's wild. Yeah, I've never seen that before on a. I guess it could be on a property, but I think there was, or I'm not sure about the code here in Tennessee, but with the utilities, but normally you can't have two service entrances, from the poles on the same. I don't know whether it's the same building or it's the same property. It would make sense if a barn is served separately.
Yeah, this is family property, and it was two separate buildings, and a good distance between the two buildings. Think farm buildings, and that'd be more accurate, But his, the building that's basically his garage was on one grid because it was the power lines from the other company were closer, I guess. Yeah. And then as far as I know from when I went to court on jury duty and they were explaining some of that, wherever your bedroom is at, that's what county you belong to when your house is in more than one county.
Which bedroom do they take? They get to choose.
No, the one that says master. Yeah, that's wherever that's what they considered. That's how they decided to assign the house to that county. Yeah.
Oh, that's a funny distinction. Very good. Anything else for the net there, Frank?
No, yes. Just glad I was able to make it. I'm sorry for anybody that got damaged. I'm glad that I'm terrible that we lost 6 people, but at least it wasn't. I'm glad. I don't want it to happen, but if it happens during the day, it's better than when it happens overnight. And it's just the beginning. We're entering that phase of the weather here, so you always got to pay attention and whatnot. So anyway, turn it back over. KB9 Arctic.
Very good. That was Frank, Kilo Bravo 9 Romeo Kilo Kilo. He's in northwest Mount Juliet. Who else is north?
Kilo Quebec 4 Alpha Echo Tango Mobile.
You must be on the way from that meeting as well there, Chris.
Yeah, Frank beat me into it.
Yeah, anyway. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing quite well. We didn't do too bad during the storm, obviously, either, because there's something about that I-40 line where it seems like, I'm going to knock on something here real quick, that most of the bad weather tends to stay north of that I-40 line. But, the warning went off and we were in the warned area, so we got in our shelter and hunkered down there for about a half hour or so, but no, nothing bad here. And just the previous weekend, I had been up in Clarksville in the exact same area where the worst part of that storm went through. So it was crazy to see some of the footage out of there.
Oh yeah, it's always a. You could actually duplicate that footage from every tornado I've ever seen.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, but it's just the recency of me having been there last week was insane.
No, I know. I'm just saying that the actual damage it's all the same. Everything's ripped to shreds.
Yeah, and the first time I had ever been physically in an area that had been like that was the one here in Mount Juliet a couple years ago when I came in
I think it's right down the street from your house where we were working to help clean up some of the houses when the cleanup crews came in.
Exactly. Yeah, he just went by my house then because it's a one-way. The street only has a dead end.
Right. Yeah, I was working the house right next door to where those folks got killed.
Yeah, and the house that was across the street, or the one directly south.
Not across the street, so next to it. I believe south. Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny because that's my wife. Before she met me, she wanted to buy that house.
Well, yeah, probably a good call because they lost about half of it at least.
Oh, it blew out like the second floor as well as one part of the base of it was all messed up.
Yeah, the crazy part about that one, I remember the thing that stuck with me when we were cleaning it up is I walked around one side of the building, and of course, half of it looked like a Barbie house, right? You could just look inside it, but their pantry, you could look right into it, and everything was still on the shelf. Like it looked like nothing had happened to that pantry.
Wasn't it on the trailing side of the tornado?
Did you catch my last?
Yeah, I know I did. I'm sorry. Maybe you didn't hear me. I said, was that? I think that was that would have been on the east side of the house, wasn't it?
I'm trying to get my brain oriented where that house was north southwest, but yeah, probably so.
I mean, it was on the back side because the front side faces west.
Right. So I think when I was looking in on it, so if the front side faced west, then that would have been the south side.
Yeah. It's no, it's a real pity to see that many homes. There was 25 homes down there, I think was the number. They got pretty much totally destroyed.
Yeah, it was like I said, it hasn't been that first time I've been in an area that was hit like that. You're exactly right. It's a carbon copy. All the videos that you see, all the pictures that you see, same thing.
Yeah, that was I don't know. I get a form of PTSD just thinking about it.
Yeah, well, that's part of what spurred me to get my license and then start working with the organization we were with tonight, right? So W4EAF.
Oh yeah, very good. Anything else for the net tonight?
No, sir. Thank you very much. Back to net control, KQ4AT.
Yeah, very good. That was Kilo Quebec 4 Alpha Echo. Is that Quebec or Tango? I forget.
Tango.
Okay, for some reason I wrote down, so I wasn't thinking very closely. That's Alpha Echo Tango. That's Chris, and he's mobile, but he normally is down in Rural Hill. Who else is east or north or west?
KC4TNQ.
Hello, Charles. You doing well?
Yeah, doing fine for working, man. They're over.
Oh, you're back to work?
Oh, yeah, been working. But I did want to apologize. I was in error about saying where the weather service was. You were correct, and I was wrong. And I was going off of 30 to 35-year memory, and unless they have moved, I was totally wrong.
Well, I'm not going to worry about it. Knowing my relative knowledge of the geographics around here, I could always be wrong. I don't even give it a second thought.
Yeah, I totally remember being at that park and the weather service, and right across the street was an archery range. And I have that vividly in my mind, and I got to look it on Google. I said, man, I was totally wrong. I don't know where I got that idea from.
Well, I know where you were talking about, where the dam is on the Cumberland. And I was thinking, I don't think it's up that far, but it could be because it seems to me you go up Nolensville Road, Nonaville Road, I think, to get up in that area where it is, if I'm correct.
Yeah, as far as I know, I've never been up in there unless I was with somebody else and didn't know it. But I vividly in my mind, I was in that park just south of Hendersonville, and it was right off the dam. I vividly remember that, but I guess I'm wrong.
Well, there's one thing I've learned in my 70s is that I think as long as I don't have to double check with anybody, like on old stuff that's 30, 40, 50 years ago, I don't have to be told I'm wrong about my memories. Because oftentimes, how I remember an event or a place is not the way it was.
And it seems like your mind puts two things together sometimes and you get it all wrong. But anyway, I got to run. I got an early morning tomorrow. So everyone have a good evening. 7:30 style. KC14Q.
Yeah, good signal with 20 over tonight, Charles. That's Kilo Oscar 4 Tango November, Quebec. He's in West Nashville. Who else is West?
Kilo Golf 4, India Lima Victor, Jack and Donaldson.
Yeah, so you're just, I don't even have to ask you. You're a living tornado.
I'm not, apparently I'm not a magnet because I didn't have any damage at all. And it came within, I don't know, it skipped over Opryland down here. So I'm not that far away.
No, it's, like I said, it's just that, I guess, I don't know what you call it, just fate. How some people get it, some people don't. And there's no predicting it, really.
Yeah, I didn't even have any limbs down in my yard, and no problem. All my antennas are still up there, so it was good for me.
Yeah, very good. Anything going on besides that, Jack?
No, I just feel bad for all the people that lost everything, especially right here at this time of year, and I'll let it go with that. Anyway, thanks for doing the net, Paul. KG4 ILB.
Yeah, very good. That was Jack. He's in Donaldson. Kilo Golf 4 India Lima Victor. Who else is West?
Kilo Delta 4 Charlie Victor Echo.
Very good, Greg. I know you didn't get hit by nothing down there, except you just live in Antioch.
Yeah, that's bad enough. Now we tracked it pretty good. I think you were on the air with me, kind of tracking that. So we were good here, but I've got everything charged up, all my flashlights and backup power generators. In fact, right now I'm using that solar powered backup generator. So I'm ready for the winter tornado season.
Well, what was funny was I have a very nice one of those LED flashlights. And yeah, I paid about $35 for it, I think. And we found out when we had no power from Monday through Friday. And I had a radio with battery power, which was easy. So that was our entertainment, more or less. We still had cell coverage, so we could use the cell for other things, for little movies and stuff. And then for lighting, I just took the flashlight and pointed it straight at the ceiling. And it just gave enough light so you could get around. It was kind of fun because it felt like you were living a camping life,
Yeah, it doesn't take much, and I'm admittedly I am a flashlight geek. I can't tell you how many flashlights. I have more flashlights than HT.
Oh wow. Well, I have several. I don't have that many. But anyway, yeah, no, flashlights are kind of key for emergencies. It beats the old kerosene lanterns that we used to have when I was a kid.
Yeah, and I'm a sucker for them. I can't cash out like an AutoZone or something because they always have some cool flashlights to get when you're cashing out. So I have to grab one of those.
Yeah, I've got one of those. In fact, I have two. I don't know where one of them is, but two of those the ones that straps onto your head. One of those, really nice.
I have 7 headlamps.
You're going into the mining business, or?
In case I broke 6 more heads or become emergency.
Well, what you can do is you put 4 of them on your head. You can do north, south, east, and west on your head.
Well, I'm going to give them out to the neighbors during the disaster.
No, I wouldn't. I'd charge them for them.
Oh yeah, this is going to be gouging.
Yeah, very good. Anything else other than that, Greg?
I'll see you on the next KD4 TV.
Very good. That was Greg. Kilo Delta 4 Charlie Victor Echo in Antioch. Who else is West? West or South? Hello, Tony. How's your light show going on the house?
Light show's going on, slowly putting the shack back together again. Got the radio up and running, obviously. Still don't have 220 and DMR radio hooked up yet, but they weren't a priority quite yet. Just now got the computer back up and running, so we're slowly getting over this little project.
Oh, very good. I'm glad it's going well. I mean, it's not easy putting it all back. To me, it's a nightmare. I've already done it a couple of times.
Yeah. Well, anyway, this was self-inflicted, so I can't grouse too much. Anyway, yeah, everybody check in on the sound net. You don't even have to have littles. You can check in, just say hello. I get lonely out here. But yeah, and, Bruce was in the shack earlier. I ran him out. So everything's good. That's it. That's all I got. K4, K2.
Very good. That's Tony. He's in Smyrna. He's the one who does the Santa net. Don't forget. Christmas Eve. I almost said New Year's. Christmas Eve, 7 p.m. on this frequency or 446-415, or on YouTube, as where you are right now, if you are there, And on the Facebook, we had a location to be determined, well, a link to be determined later. Who else is east or south? Hello, hello, Bill. You doing all right?
Doing terrific. Got a good signal for you and about half of the other schools.
Yeah, tonight's a pretty good night. I hear you well.
Well, I have nothing new for the net except the best to everybody. And I'll send it all back to you, Bob.
Very good. That was Bill in Murfreesboro. Kilo Mike for November Yankee. He's been a regular here a long time. Who else is south?
Kilo Echo 4, Yankee Victor.
Hello, Larry. How are you copying me? Because you're the best I've heard in a couple of weeks.
I got you good, but I got some interference coming in. It's about 10 kc down, but it's about 40 wide.
Wow. And 10 kc down is really down toward almost into the repeater band.
Yeah, what's going on? Let's go with it, Paul. KD4 is one of these.
Very good. That's Larry. He's in Rockville. Kilo Echo 4 Sierra Yankee Victor. Who else is south or anywhere? All righty. Anybody else? Any place, anywhere before we move on? Man, we got to do better than 15. No more. No more. Otherwise, we're going to be right now. We're going to be asking for the. Hang on one second. I don't know where it went. Oh, there it is. I made up my list so I didn't miss anything. We're asking for any active Simplextons, repeater kerchunkers, lollygaggers, lurkers, sandbaggers, scanner listeners, RF skulkers, and all other licensed amateurs who haven't yet checked in. Please come in. No takers. Well, we're going to move over to 28.415. 28.415. And I look forward to seeing you there. K4PW. Whoa, it's pretty noisy in there. I don't know how noisy it is there. Hold on one second. Well, what's this noise was there? It's gone now. This is K4PEW looking for check-ins from the east. Please come now.
KM4YRF.
All right, we got Michael in there, KM4YRF, formerly known as KF4KFQ, and he's here in Mount Juliet. Who else is at east? Please come now. Over to the north. Looking for north. Please come now. East or north? Nothing east or north? Everybody dropped out on me? Over to the west.
KG4 ILD, Jack and Donaldson.
You can check in twice for east and north if you want to.
I was waiting for DX donglers on your wrap up there on 2 meters.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about the donglers.
Anyway, thanks, Paul. I'll let the next guy check in, and I'll see you on the next one, KG4 ILD.
Very good. That's Kilo Golf for India, Lima, Victor, Jack, and Donaldson. Who else is west, east, or north? Very good. You sound real good tonight there, Greg.
Yeah, it's nice. Not much noise tonight, so it's good.
No, when I first tuned up, it was noisy. I'm not sure why. I mean, it was really this awful noise, but now it's gone. Anyway, that was Greg in Antioch, Kilo Delta 4, Charlie Victor Echo. Who else is east, north, or west? Was that Kilo India 4 what? Zulu Delta. Very good. I thought that was you. I just didn't catch it properly. How are you doing tonight? Yeah, well, you could have butted in there. Wouldn't hurt nothing. Anyway, very good. Good to have you in there, Kevin. That was Kevin. Kilo India 4 Zulu Delta Golf here in the Mount Juliet, Gladeville area. Who else is east, north, or west? East, north, or west, or south? Well, we got slim pickings there, that's for sure. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to do better on the 220 net, maybe. I don't know about that. Anyway, we got K4PEW, KM4YRF, Kilo Golf 4 India Lima Victor, Kilo Delta 4 Charlie Victor Echo, and the Kilo India 4 Zulu Delta Golf. So it's a grand total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Anybody else? Please come now. No other chickens? All righty. Well, we're going to close this out and go over to 223.415. We'll see those who are over there with radios to use them. It's K4PW. Now my dogs are going to go crazy. I can see them coming. They're staring at me. All right, let's catch you in a minute. Over on 223.415. No, this is Kilo 4 Top After Whiskey with me. I got the dog cast over here with the dog bark, and I thought I was finished with the whole net, and then I realized I got to do the 220. So we'll help you out. Very good, Michael. Who else is that? That was KM4YRF, Michael. Who else besides Michael? Very good. That's Jack and Donaldson. Kilo Delta 4 India Lima Victor. Who else?
Kilo Delta 4 Charlie Victor Echo.
Very good. We got Greg in there. Kilo Delta 4 Charlie Victor Echo. Who else? Oh, we got to have one more just to match up with the 10-meter net. No, we don't. No, Carlin's supposed to be good. Very good. I knew you'd be there. It's Kilo Delta 4 Victor Uniform Whiskey in Angeltown. Anybody else? Nothing. So conditions are pretty good tonight on, well, conditions are good for 2 meters. I think they sound good today here on 220. I mean, not today, but on this weekend. But I was surprised we didn't have more people on 10 meters.
Well, as far as 10 meters goes, I was looking at a piece of settlement assembly I had back there going back to the man trying to and then it occurred to me, you know what? I think they're going to decide that thing.
Yeah. Hey, hold on one second. My dogs are going to wear me out. Put them out and be right back. Catch them in. Somebody take over. K4P. Michael, over to you.
Michael, I think I'm going to drive about 2.38. Later up there, we take the second. I don't know if you heard me about that. Mike. Go ahead, bro. On that switch, one other thing you want to do, for those antenna connectors that are mounted on that assembly, there'll be some set screws that go down in through the casting down to lock those antenna connectors so they'll keep them turning. Make sure those things are snug. Maybe one or two of them might not be snug down. Now, you don't want to overtighten them. You just want to make sure they're snug. You'll have to get you a screwdriver that's real small and hardened, and then we'll go off down in there in that little hole with a set screw that goes down in the casting down to the antenna connector on that switch. Just make sure those are tight. They got snug. Don't tighten them, then the connector will start spinning on you. You'll be in a mess then. All right, Carl, I'll do that. My problem right now is it's on the wall right back behind my desk, and I'm going to still take a little time to get to it, but I'm going to try to work on that. probably some loose hardware, maybe. Temperatures change, even though you've got your thermostat set in your house for a particular degree, it's going to go up and down a degree from whatever it's set at and stuff. And you'll find screws you'll get loose in all kinds of stuff, including radios. I've got a complexer that's on the back of this radio back here. Got 3 set of connectors that come out of the radio, one of the bands, and it goes into that triplexer. And then it's a single lead.
Everybody on the YouTube, I'm going to go ahead and close that portion down. You're just going to be listening to casual talk here on 220. So we'll catch you later. Have a good day, everybody. There's only 3 of you left, so good night. Facebook is staying on. I don't know why. I don't think anybody wants to look at me. But by the way, I'm thinking of a Jets fan. I was a Jets fan 55 years ago. Only because I lived in New York. Actually, I was a Big Joe Namath fan. A lot of people don't think about that. But I check the connectors on the back of the radio quite often, but I've got the mini wires and everything back behind the desk. It's kind of hard to get to, but I'm gonna work on that. Oh yeah, I got a bunch behind my desk, a computer desk I bought years ago, and I've got everything sitting on it. And when I constructed it, it had these tap-in plastic feet on the bottom, for the feet. And I thought, I'm going to give these casters to put on this thing. So I went and bought some casters and drilled some holes down there where the feet, tap-in feet were at. And and that way, if I need to get behind the radio on the desk here, all I have to do is just wheel it out.